fresh out the box.
Fresh California plums.
Welcome to another episode of Fresh Film Fridays, the podcast where two dudes pick the newest films streaming or in theaters and discuss them. Today we're talking about 2022's Clerks 3, which was directed by Kevin Smith and is streaming somewhere. I'm your co-host, Alec.
Oh, I'm Eric. Just kidding, it's Justin.
Welcome back, Justin. It's been a while. We haven't done an episode in almost a month now.
Yeah, I almost forgot how to talk about movies.
Yeah, because we stopped for Hellraiser was our last one. That was like mid-October.
Yeah, I needed a break because of how bad it was.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was fine. But now we're back in New Jersey talking about, a film franchise that you and I have always been huge fans of. I mean, when did you first see, like, the first Clerks?
Dude, honestly, I was thinking about it. The order in which I've seen all of, like, Kevin Smith's movies was completely out of how you should see it. I definitely saw Clerks 2 first, and then I saw Clerks 1, and then I saw, like, all the other ones he made, like Dogma, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why'd you see Clerks 2 first?
I didn't even know about Clerks 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Aren't you, like, from New Jersey?
Yeah, but dude, it's not like when the baby's born, they're like, here's your copy of Clerks 1 with the birth certificate. Like,
no, Jesus, I love this movie. I remember I bought the 10th anniversary DVD and watched it when I was like 14, probably. First time I saw it.
No, I think I may have seen Jay and Silent Bob first, and then I heard about Clerks 2, and then it took off from there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back is like one of my favorite comedies. I think it's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clerks is like the beginning of Kevin Smith's, it's called the View Askew-averse or whatever, so everything's kind of connected in some weird way, sort of. But this is the trilogy, so Clerks was the first movie he ever wrote and directed. I think he was like 24, 25 in New Jersey, and it was just an autobiography of his life, basically. And this movie is even more meta than that, because it's like the characters that he based on himself are creating the movie that he created when he was a kid. So it's like, it's an extremely meta movie. I can't really think of any other movie that's like this. But yeah, so trilogy, it's a little, I never thought we'd see a Clerks 3. I'm not going to lie. After Clerks 2, I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of a nice little way to wrap it up. But now, here we are. Clerks 2 came out in 2006. So 14 years later, I don't know. What'd you think? What'd you think of Clerks 3?
Yeah, big gaps because Clerks 2 was 2006 and Clerks 1 was 94. So he had massive gaps in between this. And I'm assuming all his other films came out in between. I know they were like early 90s when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
I read a bunch of reviews on this after watching it because I kind of went into it expecting, I don't know, Clerks 2 humor. And I mean, I definitely laughed. It was a different kind of humor, though. Like, I remember when I was younger, I was, like, holding your side in lauder. Like, I would be sitting on the couch dying at Clerks 2 and Jay and Silent Bob. And I didn't know what to expect with this one. Definitely did not expect how, like, real it was.
Yeah. I'm going to just, like, be honest. I think since Kevin Smith survived his heart attack, has a kid now, like, is just a little bit older, like, he's kind of lost a step with, like, his raunchy humor. It just doesn't hit the same way. Not to say this is, like, a bad movie or not funny or anything like that, but, like, you go from, like, Clerks 1, Clerks 2, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Mallrats, like, all that, to this. This one seems a little bit more like, okay, this is an adult. This isn't, like, a stoner comedy like it used to be.
Yeah, and, I mean, I really liked how... First off, I didn't even know that so many of the actors were from Clerks 1. Like, all those people who were in, like, the fake movie within the movie were the people from Clerks 1 that they brought back, which I really liked.
Oh, yeah, you mean like Veronica? Or what was her name? Vanessa? His girlfriend? Like, from the first one? Veronica?
Well, remember at the end when it showed... When he was watching the movie Dante, and
Yes.
It was filmed, like, when they were younger?
Right, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you meant, like, when they were doing the auditions, like, all of those people. That's what I thought you meant. Never mind.
Yeah, and then I read this one review. I mean, it got mixed reviews. Like, some people said, like, it wasn't funny or it was kind of bad, but I think they kind of missed what Kevin was going for. And let me try and find this one review here. I probably won't find it, but basically it said the movie reflected, like, the process of life. Like Clerks 1 was the first movie, so it was like you were being born, and then Clerks 2 was like growing up and like adulthood, and then Clerks 3 was like getting older and kind of dying because Dante died, Kevin Smith almost died, and this is probably the last one of the trilogy. And I was like, damn, that was deep. Like, I didn't even think of it like that.
I mean, yeah, no, that's technically true. I mean, it's a filmmaker, his first movie, and then, yeah, this is his most current film, but, you know, he was 24 or whatever when he made the first one. Now he's like 50. So, yeah, it's like just watching the maturity of a filmmaker, essentially. And, yeah, massive spoiler, Dante does die. So, just... If you're somehow, you know, listening to this and haven't watched it. But yeah, I mean, do you know much about Kevin Smith's heart attack?
I only know that it was a massive heart attack, and I think it had something to do with, he was heavier.
Oh, yeah, he was really big. But the thing is, I don't know if it was on Joe Rogan's podcast or he went on someone's podcast fairly recently, and he kind of told the story of, like, him surviving and the doctor talking to him and all the stuff. Dude, after listening to the podcast and then watching this, it's like verbatim what happened to him. He's like telling jokes about like the doctor being like, oh, I see you're like a Batman fan. Well, you just had a Widowmaker and that's like a villain. Like all of the lines that the doctor was saying to him is what his doctor said to him. And it's like the, oh no, you're having a heart attack. Like all of that, that's exactly what happened to Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. Very autobiographical in that regard.
Yeah, I'm assuming a lot of the things the doctors were saying, like only 20% of people live. I was like, this is probably like what he's telling his story through Randall.
Yeah, 100%. He's 100% telling his story. And, you know, he got a second lease on life. Like he had like a 20% chance of survival. He did. He became a vegan. I think he turned into like a stoner. So he quit like drinking and eating and stuff. So he did completely change his lifestyle. And he looks like a different human now. I mean, you look at Clerks or most of his movies until like a couple years ago or whatever. Now he's like super skinny, you know, looks good.
Did he mention like, was it hereditary or was it mostly due to his weight or?
Can't remember. I mean, dude, he must have been 300 pounds. I mean, there's no way that's healthy. And I think his dad died pretty young. His mom is in this movie, so she's still alive.
Who is she?
She's one of the older women who says some line I can't remember. It's like, oh, who's his mother? Like, he must be so embarrassed or something like that. Like, it's her. That's her.
Yeah, I like how he had his wife in there.
Oh, yeah, well, she's in a bunch of his movies.
Yeah. Which, I mean, she didn't need to be in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy because when they showed the Clerks 1 footage, I mean, obviously it's been 24-ish years or something.
28 years.
28. They look so young in comparison, and I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
that's gonna be us in like 15 years. Like, damn.
I know, dude. I mean, that's kind of why I don't like reboots necessarily, where they're like, all right, we're gonna like, you know, just use the Clerks name and have a whole new cast or whatever. Like, I like to see a sequel. I like to follow these characters, and I love how it's the same location too. So it's like we see how the locations changed, we see how the people have changed. I mean, I've seen Clerks 1 so many times, and I'm pretty sure that when they go on the top of the roof in the first one, they're playing the hockey game or whatever, there's no apartment complex across the street. There's nothing. And now there's all this stuff built around the Quick Stop grocery store. And it's just, I don't know, there was just like a thing I noticed about the time difference.
It's been a while. I haven't seen Clerks 1 in a while. I do actually, this one made me want to go back and watch Clerks 2. It's been a while since I've seen Jay and Silent Bob again.
Oh, yeah.
Even like Dogma, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy. Like, it's been, I think I saw it like early high school was the last time.
Yeah, I went through a huge Kevin Smith phase in high school. I mean, I have most of his movies on DVD. I think Jersey Girl is where I stopped. But I have all the other ones. They're making a Mallrats 2. That's coming out soon, which I'm kind of confused. I feel like that doesn't really need one, but whatever. Oh, jeez. Got an Amber Alert going on. Oh, my God. Oh, no, it's a flash flood warning. An LA flash flood warning. Whoa. All right, sorry. But, yeah, I mean, he's making a lot of sequels to his movies. I mean, he just did the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which is a sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, which I really did not like. I wanted to, dude. Like, I will always support Kevin Smith. You know, I like him, but I was not enjoying that one very much. But his movies in between this, he went into horror for a while. He did Tusk and Red State, which I love both of those. So he can do horror well.
We talked about Tusk a bit, which was, I need to watch that. What is Red State about?
Red State is, it's about like a Christian cult in Texas that kidnaps these 3 boys, and they're using them as a sacrifice. And then I don't know if it's like the ATF or the FBI or whatever, they come and there's a huge standoff. And it's about the standoff between the FBI and the cult. And it's John Goodman is the leader of the FBI. And there's this amazing actor, his name's escaping me now, but he just died recently. But he's in Tusk and he's in Red State, and he's like the leader of the church, and he's just like
Michael Park?
That's it, yeah. So good. So good. Dude.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I didn't even know he made this. I will say, dude, every time I see Justin Long randomly appear in a movie, it always makes me laugh. And it's funny because, like, he doesn't even do anything. Like, all he did was put on a slight voice, and he's just like, I have to shave your groin. And I was just like, why do I find this funny?
Well, you saw Zach and Miri make a porno, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a Kevin Smith movie, and he's like...
Is Justin Long in that too?
Dude, he's the guy that's like, I like to suck dick, or whatever. He's like
oh my god!
He's like the porn star?
Dude, he's the boyfriend. Who is he dating?
Superman, whoever the guy that plays Superman.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Or
no,
God. It's not him. It's the guy before him. It's whoever was playing Superman in the one before that. Hold on.
I need to look it up.
Superman Returns, that guy. What was that guy's name?
Zach and Miri.
Hold on, I got it right here. It's Brandon Routh, or whatever. The guy that played Superman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, Justin Long killed me in Zack and Miri.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you make movies? He's like, yeah, and I forgot what the movie, he's like, more like, like Frank and Harry suck each other off.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's funny we're talking about this because I laughed every time all the customers assumed it was a porno. They're like, oh, you're filming a porno. It's like, why? Why are they assuming that?
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing, dude. Like, I love Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Like, I think that movie's just so funny. But I feel like there was a lot of that movie in this. Just like
what?
Like the auditioning scene, and then them filming in a coffee shop, and then them filming in the store. Like, it just felt like they took a lot, or Kevin Smith took a lot from Zack and Miri and put it in this. But not bad, but I just didn't really understand the auditioning part in Clerks because they didn't use anybody.
Yeah, I think that was a way for them to just, showcase all their friends who are also actors / comedians. Love that they put Ben Affleck in there. And
oh, yeah.
I was just thinking from like Ben's perspective, right? Who's been a ton of serious movies. And it must be so like relaxing for him to get a call and it's just like, hey Kevin, what's up? And they're like, Ben, we need you to come on and just do some like, funny Boston accents. He's just like, of course, like I'd love to.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been in so many of Kevin Smith's movies. I mean, I'd say part of the reason why Ben Affleck is probably because of Chasing Amy. I mean, that was like one of his first leading roles where he was like able to really flex his acting abilities. I mean, I know Good Will Hunting came out before that, but he's not the lead in that really. It's more Matt Damon's movie.
Yeah.
But I love Chasing Amy.
It's just great that they're still all in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, it's funny. I saw Kevin Smith at my dad got me some, like, tickets or whatever to watch him talk. This was, like, we were probably in high school. This was probably, like, 15 years ago. And there was, like, a question and answer thing after he had spoken for, like, hours. And some guy goes up and just asks him some random question. It was, like, funny and the audience laughed or whatever. And Kevin Smith just, like, squints and looks. He's like, Affleck? Is that fucking Affleck? What are you doing here? And he's like, what? He's like, oh, Jesus, dude, I thought you were Ben Affleck. Like, I can't see up here. Like, I thought Affleck came to this and was fucking with me right now. Like, he's like, you really look like Ben Affleck from up here, just so you know. And the guy was like, oh, okay, sort of thing. And I'll never forget that. Yeah. I like Kevin Smith. I've always liked him.
Oh, speaking of which, before I forget, and I showed you this back when it happened, but Kevin Smith liked my tweet on Twitter.
Wait, really? I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, I showed you. I sent it to the group chat. So Metalcore Nerds, who was on our show, posted on Twitter like, I think it was like 2 months ago that he was watching it. And I was like, oh, dude, I've been meaning to watch it. But it literally was not playing near me at all. Like, there was one showing at like 9:55, 40 minutes away from where I lived. And I was like, why is this not able to be watched?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, how is it? And he's like, oh, he said it's very funny, tons of dick jokes, blah, blah, blah. And I responded, I was like, you had me at dick jokes. And dude, Kevin Smith liked it.
Wow.
And then I commented after that, I said, I'll be watching it 100%. And Kevin Smith liked it again. And I was like, holy shit.
Man, you should have reached out to him. Maybe he'd have been a guest on the episode. Jeez.
I highly doubt it.
I know. No, I mean, Kevin Smith, that's why I like him, though. He's very, he had his podcast where he talked about, or no, it was the show on AMC. It was like the Comic Book Man or whatever, right? He did that. Yeah, dude. Like, he's a real dude. Like, I don't know. I've always liked him. I always thought he was just like a funny writer, very perceptive of just like what's going on in the culture. And I don't know. I've always loved his work.
I wonder if Jay still lives in his basement.
No, they talked. Dude, Jason Mewes was on, I want to say Steve-O's podcast. I can't remember now, but he went on a podcast and he was talking about, dude, he makes a living off of Twitch now.
Oh, really?
He streams daily.
He just plays games and gets paid?
Yeah, dude. So I think, and I want to say I don't know if you watched the end credits of Clerks 3, but it's Kevin Smith kind of like talking throughout the credits, and he's basically just like talking about his life and the movies that he's made. And right at the bottom at the end, it says, like, you want to see more Jason Mewes? Follow him at Twitch. And it's, like, his name or whatever. So,
dude, I bet he just plays games all day and just says funny shit.
Oh, yeah. I think that's literally it. He's like, yeah, man, I do, like, 7 hours a day. And, like, he's just... I think he's sober, though, now, because he had a rough couple years. But yeah, no, so he Twitches a shit ton, so you can watch him there. But, yeah, man, it was just kind of sad, like... Obviously, this is probably it. I don't think they'd make a Clerks 4, but... No. Did Dante need to die? Did he?
Well, here's the only thing I didn't like. So, Randy got a heart attack. Or is it Randall? Am I saying...
Yeah, Randall.
Why am I saying Randy? Yeah, Randall got a heart attack, and he survived it, like Kevin Smith. And then, first of all, I don't know if I missed it from Clerks 2, or I was just... It seemed like a late introduction. Did we know Rosario Dawson died?
No.
Okay, because I felt like half the movie went by and it kept saying she died, and I'm like, did I miss something?
No, they just never. Yeah, they end up together at the end of Clerks 2, and I think she's pregnant.
Yeah, she got pregnant, and then a drunk driver hit her, which he said. I wish they did something else with Dante. Like, cool, it's fine that he died, but like he also got a heart attack and died.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, he did.
First off, I thought he was dead when he fell in the store because he looked pretty dead.
Yeah.
And then. When he was playing the movie for him, and I was watching, the Clerks 1 clips, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's a homage to the first one. And then the camera, like, looked at him with the breathing thing in his face. I was like, dude, are they going to kill Dante right now? and then when he died, I was like, no. Dude.
I know. I was like, wait, why does he have to die? Like,
yeah, I mean, it would be pretty rare if they both made it, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think it's also pretty rare that both of them have a heart attack within like a month.
That's also very true.
And they're both like not even 50.
Yeah, like they said, they ate a lot of movies.
Jesus Christ! Kevin Smith was very overweight, so it's like, okay, but like Dante and Randall they're overweight, but they're not like morbidly obese. So like,
I feel like they're normal Americans in their mid to late 40s.
That's normal.
I feel like that's the normal physique.
Oh my God. So like what? So like most people are probably, by this logic would have a heart attack then?
I mean, if you're eating poorly, yeah.
Jeez. All right. So don't make most of your diet convenience store food and fast food.
Also, did you notice the Cheerios box in the background at the store was Cheerios because it had a Canadian maple leaf on it?
Dude, all the candy was, all the soda, all the cereal was like fake stuff.
Oh, yeah. But it's just funny that, like, I found it funny that Kevin Smith just was like, let's add, like, a Canadian twist to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little, like, weird little things like that. I don't know. I did notice the Cheerio box, and there was another one that was, like, magic. It was Lucky Charms, but it was a spoof on that, so I don't know.
Was Elias in the second one?
Yeah.
Don't remember him at all.
Oh.
It's been so long.
I liked a lot that he came back, but I wasn't crazy about his Silent Bob. I was like, why does he have one?
Yeah, was that guy new?
Yeah, he's new.
Okay, yeah, that was weird. He had like a silent friend.
Yeah.
Found it hilarious that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Fred Armisen were in it.
Uh-huh.
Even Danny Trejo. Like, I just like that they all were there. Sarah Michelle Gellar said something really funny. She had one line. She like said something and like cursed really loud, and I don't know why I found it really funny, but
Yeah, I can't remember. I saw it on a plane a week ago, so it's been a little while.
Ethan Suplee,
Mm-hmm.
Donald Rawlings, like just great cast.
Oh yeah, no, it was nice. Dude. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up on the airplane. I was like, I don't know, man, like Dante's dead. Like, fuck, like it is kind of sad. But I mean, I think of the three, it's probably my like least favorite. It's like the least funny to me, but I can still really appreciate it for what it is, you know. And again, I mean, we keep talking about this. I can't remember the last comedy movie that like has had me really laughing, except for Jackass. I'm sorry. I mean like, you know, written comedies that it's made me laugh. And I think Kevin Smith probably is a product of the times now. Like he couldn't write a movie like Clerks 1 today, you know, or even Clerks 2 today.
Yeah, and I found it funny that Jay did say he's the clique commander. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, from Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Yeah.
Yeah, so he says that. He says Snoochie Boochums, which I thought one of the funniest things of the movie was when Jay was like, I wouldn't even say these things. And Randall's like, these are all things you have said.
Oh, yeah. Actually, there was one thing that really made me laugh when he's just like, yeah, he's like, we need to go help Dante. And he's like, who? And he's like, the other guy that works with me. He's like, oh, I thought his name was Sergio. It's like, what?
They've been there for like 20 years.
Like, I like that. Like, that was fun.
When Jay and Silent Bob were in the movie store, he's like, where's the old video store? And Randall and Dante look around at all the VHSs and they're like, oh.
Yeah, so they're just like full-blown stoners. But I have smoked they sell those, the Snoochie Boochie like pre-roll joint. They're pretty strong. They're really no joke.
That was also funny when they were doing like the old school drug deals, trying not to be seen. He's like, that's how we did in the 90s, son.
Yeah.
It's like perfectly legal now.
Yeah, like now nobody cares. But I think that's another funny thing. They show the difference in like the way marijuana is treated compared to then to now. And the other thing I noticed, which, you know, probably a lot of people don't really notice, is in the first movie, the cigarettes, dude, they cost like $1. And now they're like $15 or whatever. So like you just notice all these little differences in the store and the prices and inflation and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, if you're a fan of the first and the second one, like you should definitely see this. It'd be a shame if you passed up on the way this concludes.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, but I was just waiting for Shannon Elizabeth to pop up. Like,
why?
I don't know, because I mean she's in Jay and Silent Bob and she's friends with Kevin Smith's wife who's in this series. I don't know. I just thought like Jay would be in the store like doing something and see her and be like, oh shit, it's whatever her name is.
That she's in Jay and Silent Bob the reboot.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's the sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But I think this is better than that.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch Clerks 2. It's been too long.
Yeah, no, I love Clerks 2. I thought Clerks 2 was like a very good sequel to Clerks 1. Still think the first one's the best, but I really enjoyed this. Dude, I hate that he's having trouble finding distribution. I hate that he's just not making money with these movies either. I hate it, dude. Makes me sad.
Yeah, so why was he having distribution issues with this film?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I mean, I know Jay and Silent Bob the reboot, like that was a pain in the ass to find. I couldn't find that movie really.
Like this wasn't like vulgar at all.
No,
like not in comparison to the original ones.
No, definitely not. But let's see. Like Jay and Silent Bob reboot, the budget was $10 million and it made 4.7. And then this one, the budget was 7 and it's only made 3.8.
Like he's losing money on these?
A lot of money on these. I mean, like, a lot. Like, half of the budget not even making it back.
It wasn't really in theaters, though.
I don't think so. I mean, I had to watch it on a fucking airplane. I don't even know where I can find this. So, it had a world premiere in Red Banks, New Jersey on September 4th, and then it was released by Lionsgate on September 13th. But, like, dude, I did not know this was in theaters. Like, I didn't see trailer. I mean, I saw the trailer, but I didn't see any promos for any of it. So, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, and like I said, the only reason I knew it was coming out is because I think I saw it somewhere on social media, and it was not in any theaters. Couldn't stream it. I don't get it. I think people are maybe just afraid of maybe his past work, and they're like, I just don't want to touch it with the times. I'm not sure.
I know. It's very strange. I mean, I want to know if he, you know, funded this himself, if he did get people to back it. I just don't know enough about that, but I mean, the reviews aren't amazing, but they're not terrible either, you know, so.
It got a 6.4.
Yeah.
It's the lowest of the three.
Hmm.
Clerks 1 got a 7.7, Clerks 2 got a 7.3. So this was significantly lower, but I think it was a good wrap up to the trilogy.
Yeah.
And it may not have been like bend over, clench your stomach laughing that hard, but it was, and I was thinking about this while watching it, it was like one of the most realistic movies that I've enjoyed in a while, because most of the movies that are coming out today, heavily green screen, done on computer, special effects, this and that. And this was really good considering it was just like two guys in a convenience store,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of what Kevin Smith's good at, is just capturing the mundane and just like, I don't know, stuff everybody can relate to. It's just you work a shitty job and you just kind of just bullshit with your friends when you work there. I don't know. It's reminded me of working at Hoyt's. I mean, I loved being a kid and seeing the first Clerks, because I was like, dude, this is like my life. Like, you just talk to the people you work with, you bullshit about stuff, and I don't know. It's just kind of sad.
Well, yeah, but you were in high school, so these guys were in like their 50s.
That's why. Yeah, I was gonna say it's sad.
Yeah, I also like the subliminal messages too, because obviously Kevin Smith was saying, I think it was Rosario Dawson talking to Dante in the graveyard, where she was saying, like, go out and live your life. Like, your life might, like, suck now or seem boring, but, like, you can change that and you can do whatever you want. And I think Kevin Smith was also trying to make the point that, like, any day something could just happen.
Right. 100%. That was, I mean, I love that line where she's just like, you have the ability to write a new chapter. It's like, my book's over. Fuck. Like, that's so real. Like, people are like, well, I can't change my life because I've done this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you can, though. And it's like, as long as you're not dead, you literally can change your life. I think Kevin Smith's living proof of that. Like, he almost died, he survived, and he's like, I'm going to change my entire life. And now he looks the best. He's probably in the best health he's ever been in, probably. And
he did look oddly tan in this movie. Did his face, was his face not, like, super brown to you?
The only time I've ever seen Kevin Smith outside of a movie is, like, when he's on Instagram or whatever, like, running up a canyon and, like, crying about, like, a Batman comic or something, taking a picture of him, like, crying on a mountain. So I think he gets a lot of outdoor exercise.
Dude, I couldn't tan if he was, like, actually tan from going somewhere, or he used, like, fake spray tan, because his face looked really brown.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, every time I do see him, he's always just like, that Batman comic was so good. And he's like crying. Or he's like, I just saw Star Wars and it was so good. So I'm like, wow.
Oh, dude. All the movie references, so funny. I love it.
Oh, yeah. What do you talk about? Star Wars or Disney? He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm not talking about Star Wars. I'm going to get sued by Disney.
Oh, dude. All right. So 6.4. What would you give it out of 10?
I'm going 7. I liked it. And it's not hilarious, but if you like anything Kevin Smith's done, definitely watch this movie.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I wish they explained the Rosario Dawson situation a little earlier, because I spent like almost half the movie being like, did I miss something? Like, what is going on? So I wish they kind of just, maybe Dante had like a flashback while he was like napping on the counter or something. Also kind of wish if they're going to kill Dante, it would have been of something else, but maybe Kevin Smith did this intentionally, saying like, just because one person lived from a heart attack doesn't mean Dante would, for example. I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it was just kind of be like, hey, I'm all done with the Clerks series. So I don't know. You ever see the cartoon on ABC?
No, I know about it though.
Yeah, don't watch it. Don't watch it. I bought it and I ended up selling it because I was like, oh my god, I love Clerks. And this is before Clerks 2, so I was like, I can't wait to see what they do. And yeah. Well, you can't translate Clerks to ABC. It just doesn't work.
No, yeah. That's like a Comedy Central or preferably Adult Swim.
Exactly. It would have done very well, I think, if it was on either of those. But I think it came out in like 2001 or 99 or something like that. And you're like, this isn't going to work on ABC. Like, get out of here. But, well, everybody, thank you very much for listening into our discussion on Clerks 3 today. If you haven't had a chance, we released our episode on Dog Soldiers, which was a very good movie, so you can check that out. That came out on Monday. And we will see you all next Friday with Terrifier 2. So get ready for that. And, yeah, we'll see everybody next week.